Hello everyone, we are now back on our day 2 of the Chiang Mai Digital Nomad Tour. We are currently at the Japan Village in Chiang Mai, where the pre-registration event for the Nomad Summit tomorrow is kicking off behind us here. And with me now I have Adrian Baker. Hello Adrian.
Hey, good to be here.
I'm glad you could take the time to talk to us for a little bit. So, what do you do here?
Well, I live here. I've lived in Thailand for 7 years and Chiang Mai for a year, and I'm the host of a podcast called Hacking the Self.
Hacking the Self?
Yes.
Okay.
So the idea is we talk about physical, mental, and emotional health through the lens of science, technology, and spirituality. So it could be everything from nutrition and exercise and biohacking techniques to floating, comparative religion, meditation, yoga. I try to kind of balance Eastern, Western approaches in ancient and modern.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you do a podcast series that you have there, right?
I do. I have a weekly podcast, and we put out, one a week on average. Yeah.
And you're here for the Nomad Summit tomorrow, right? So you've been doing this podcast for a while?
The podcast I've been doing it's relatively new, about 5 months.
Right.
And I also do some work for an education company in the field of emotional intelligence.
Right.
And I've done that in a year. So I've actually switched from working in a K-12 school to a Nomad Lifestyle just in the last year. And it was in part because I got the inspiration to do so after coming to the Nomad Summit and thinking, even though I don't necessarily work in business, I'm an educator, I connected and felt that I'm exactly like these people. So what does entrepreneurship look like in an education context? And now I'm here for the 3rd year in a row and realize my location-independent lifestyle.
Brilliant. Okay, so your background is education, and you were living here in Thailand before you started working with the podcast and doing online work, and then you transitioned your skills into something that you could do online. Is that right?
Exactly. Yeah, I was working in a school here for a number of years. And one thing it allowed my wife and I to do is to move to Chiang Mai, right? We wanted to move out of Bangkok, so sometimes it is nice to be able to travel around the world, and I take advantage of that sometimes, but for me it's location-independent lifestyle is other benefits, like living in a smaller city, not commuting to work, access to nature. Yeah.
So what do you do with that? So now that you're not spending time commuting, what do you prefer to do with some of that time you have left over?
Yeah, well, a big thing for me is being able to take my time in the morning to really exercise, take my time, do long yoga practice, long meditation, cook a healthy breakfast. I am someone who can be very on the go and high energy, but the morning's the one part of the day where even though I'll jump into a workout, I found that going straight into the office really wasn't for me. And being able to start my day on my own time really makes a big difference. And I find I get more done because I'm not caught up with meetings and a lot of the other things at work, not to mention the commute time.
I definitely recognize that, and that's something that a lot of people we talk to say as well, for sure. All right, so if people want to look into what you're doing, where can they find your stuff?
Yeah, thank you for asking. They can go to hackingtheself.org. I'm also on Twitter at hackingtheself and Facebook page Hacking the Self, and the podcast is on not only the website but all of the usual podcasting platforms, so Apple, iTunes, podcast platform, Google Music Store, and Stitcher.
Brilliant. Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back very shortly with more interviews here from the Japan Village on the registration event before the Nomad Summit tomorrow. So stay tuned. Follow us on facebook.com/Beach City Life and find us on YouTube. Search for Beach City. Thank you.